South Dakota is a land of wide-open prairies, towering stone cliffs, and seemingly endless highways stretching toward the horizon. Beyond its breathtaking natural scenery, there's something profoundly captivating about the peace and stillness found in its most remote corners, far from the noise and pride of the modern world. Living in a remote town like this carries a depth of meaning, where distance becomes familiar, extreme weather is a way of life, and silence often cuts through to the bone. But it's exactly in these places that unique stories are born. Tales of courage, resilience, and, at times, the quiet romance of a simple life. If you don't believe it yet, keep watching and get to know each story for yourself. Here are 15 of the most remote towns in South Dakota. In the far southwestern corner of South Dakota, not far from the striking beauty of Badlands National Park, lies the town of Scenic, a place that's slowly slipping into the status of a ghost town. Reaching it requires driving down a long, dusty road flanked by barren hills and dramatic rock formations that make you feel like you've stepped into another time. Back in the early 1900s, Scenic was a bustling stopover for cattle traders and gold miners. Today, most of its buildings stand empty. From the old church, the general store, to even a tiny jailhouse, everything remains, but frozen in time. With only about 50 residents still living here, they preserve the echoes of the past while welcoming the occasional curious traveler. Although there's no traditional industry left in Scenic, its rugged landscape and expansive skies offer a striking backdrop, perfect for photographers, quiet adventurers, and anyone seeking solitude amid natural beauty. From the edges of the dramatic Badlands, we head to another town that's even more silent, so quiet in fact that its population could be counted on one hand. This is Hillsview, located in northern South Dakota, often recognized as one of the smallest towns in all of America. While the population usually hovers below 10, some sources even list it as having 0 residents. To get there, you must journey across wide stretches of farmland and prairie, often without seeing another sign of life for miles. And when you arrive, don't be surprised if there's no big store or bustling street, just a post office and a few scattered homes, each standing quietly apart from the others. In winter, heavy snow can block access to the town for days at a time. Hillsview is a true portrait of remote living, sustained not by convenience, but by a deep connection to the land and the quiet pride of calling this place home. Our next journey takes us to a place that feels almost swallowed by time itself. If you've never heard of Owanka, you're not alone. The name barely exists beyond the maps. Nestled on the northeastern plains near the Badlands, Owanka was once a lively settlement thanks to the railroad and local agriculture. But as the train stopped coming, the people slowly moved on. Today, fewer than 30 residents remain, surrounded by weathered wooden buildings, crumbling barns, and dirt roads that whisper of the past. There is no formal industry left in Owanka. Most of the land here is used for ranching, and those who still call it home embrace the simplicity and slow rhythm of rural life. It's not a place of prosperity, but one of peace and quiet resilience. From ghost towns lost in time, we shift to Lemmon, a place that offers a completely different face of remote living. Situated right along the North Dakota border, Lemmon is surprisingly well known thanks to the fascinating Petrified Wood Park, a one-of-a-kind attraction built entirely from fossilized wood that's millions of years old. To get here, you'll need to take a long journey through seemingly endless stretches of green open prairie. Winters are long, harsh, and bone-chilling, while summers are short but lively, with a bustling farmers market bringing the community together. Despite its isolation, Lemmon acts as a small hub for residents spread out across dozens of miles, offering basic amenities like shops, schools, and modest entertainment. With a population of just over 1,000, the people of Lemmon take great pride in their town's heritage. They endure not just the physical distance from urban centers, but also the intense weather conditions, with a strong sense of unity and perseverance. Next is a town that's sometimes referred to as a hidden gem, but more often, it's simply forgotten. This is Rochford, one of the best-kept secrets of the Black Hills, with a population that can be counted on one hand. It began as a gold mining town in the 1800s, but once the gold was gone, most residents moved on. Today, Rochford is home to just a few scattered houses and one legendary gathering spot, Moonshine Gulch Saloon. This rustic cafe serves as the heart of town, where both locals and curious travelers come together. The town still hosts small community events to keep its spirit alive. The surrounding area is also a haven for outdoor enthusiasts, with nearby trails perfect for hiking, biking, or snowmobiling depending on the season. Tucked away deep in dense forests and rolling hills, Rochford feels like the ideal escape for anyone looking to truly disconnect from the world. From a mountain town hidden in the woods, we now head south toward the border. Just a short distance from Nebraska lies Oelrichs, a quiet agricultural and ranching town surrounded by vast open grasslands. The road to Oelrichs is long and mostly empty, often feeling like it leads to nowhere. In the past, it was a busy stop along trade routes, but over time, its role has diminished. Today, hundreds of residents here make their living from cattle and crops, relying on one another when harsh weather strikes. Essential services like schools and healthcare are minimal, and trips to the nearest big town are both a challenge and a part of everyday life. Still, the town maintains its spirit through vibrant community events, including seasonal rodeos that bring everyone together. Right in the heart of South Dakota lies a town that perfectly embodies the definition of remote living. Welcome to Highmore, a place surrounded on all sides by sprawling wheat and cornfields that seem to stretch endlessly toward the horizon. There's no quick route to get here. The only access is via long, straight roads cutting through miles of farmland. Founded in the late 1800s, Highmore began as a small agricultural hub where children grew up playing among farm animals and life followed the rhythm of the land. During planting season, the town comes alive with the buzz of tractors, harvesters, and grain trucks moving through the fields. And when the sun sets, the open sky transforms into a canvas of stunning colors, offering some of the most beautiful sunsets you'll ever see. With a population of just over 500 people, life in Highmore demands resilience, but in return, it offers a deep sense of connection and community among its residents. Not far from Highmore, along the very same stretch of rural road, you'll find Harrold, a small town with an even quieter pace. Once a growing community fueled by the railroad that linked South Dakota's small towns, Harrold has slowed down considerably since the tracks went silent. The town sits tucked among expansive fields, accessed by dirt roads that are rarely busy. Fewer than 100 people live here, just enough to keep an elementary school open and support a handful of local shops. Like many small towns that once thrived, Harrold's biggest challenge today is economic. Most of its younger generation eventually leaves in search of better job opportunities in the cities. Another town that's just as remote is Blunt, quietly standing in the middle of South Dakota's flat plains, like a solitary farming village. Getting to Blunt means driving roads that see little traffic, giving the town a feeling of being completely removed from the outside world. Since its earliest days, Blunt has relied on agriculture to sustain its way of life. The people here live simply, with daily routines shaped by the planting and harvest seasons. Winters, however, are particularly tough. Blizzards and flooding have, on occasion, cut the town off for several days at a time. Despite its size, Blunt is known for its strong community spirit, especially when it comes to sports. In the summer, the local baseball field becomes a gathering place for residents, bringing life and energy to this otherwise quiet, tucked-away town. Have you ever heard of Onida? If not, this might surprise you. This small, quiet town is actually one of the top wheat producers in the entire region. In fact, despite being far off the beaten path, Onida has earned the nickname Wheat Capital of the World. Alongside the town of Oelrichs, which shares a similar reputation, Onida's high-quality wheat is known to be exported internationally. It's a source of deep pride for the people who live here. Life in Onida follows the rhythms of the land, from planting to harvesting and preparing for the long winter months. Yet, the town also finds moments to celebrate, with community events like rodeos bringing residents together. Of course, like in many rural areas, extreme weather remains a major challenge. Storms can damage crops and disrupt the harvest, but dealing with nature's harshness has become part of the town's identity. Onida may be small, isolated, and incredibly quiet, but its contributions to the world of agriculture make it far more significant than its dot on the map suggests. From the wheat fields, we move to a historic hillside town that carries a quieter legacy. This is Wessington Springs. Nestled among gentle hills and clear, flowing streams, the town was once known as an educational center, home to a prominent academy in the late 1800s. Though the school is now part of the past, the spirit of learning and culture still lingers. Today, Wessington Springs serves as a small hub for the surrounding rural communities. The road to get here winds through open fields, adding to the town's secluded charm. Like much of the Midwest, the area is no stranger to natural disasters. Tornadoes, in particular, have caused serious damage over the years. Still, The people of Wessington Springs continue to embrace their heritage, hosting art and cultural events that keep the town's identity alive. It may be small, but this town holds firmly to its roots as a place that values tradition, knowledge, and resilience. Now, if Wessington Springs still feels like a small town, Lane takes the definition of tiny even further. Just about 15 minutes down the road, Lane is so small, it almost looks like just one long street lined with a few scattered houses, all surrounded by wide, open farmland. It's hard to imagine daily life here. For basic necessities, residents often have to drive all the way to the nearest larger town, a trip that's part of their everyday routine. The population is incredibly small, with just about 50 people ever recorded. Everyone knows everyone, like one big extended family. Living in Lane means becoming comfortable with stillness. At night, there's no traffic, no city buzz, just the soft sound of crickets and wind through the grass. During harvest season, there's a bit more activity, but most days pass slowly and quietly. After soaking in the stillness of Lane, let's explore a different kind of remote experience, one deeply rooted in literature and American history. For book lovers, Smet is an icon. It's the hometown of Laura Ingalls Wilder and the real-life setting for the beloved Little House on the Prairie series. Situated on wide-open plains far from any major cities, Smet is accessible only by long, quiet highways that cut through the countryside. In winter, the town is blanketed by thick snow, just like Wilder described in her vivid stories about pioneer life. There's plenty to see and do for those who visit. Travelers can tour the historic home, explore local museums, and walk in the footsteps of the pioneers through guided experiences. Though Smet is remote, it remains vibrant thanks to its world-famous cultural legacy. From the pages of literature, we head deep into the pine forests of Custer. Surrounded by the towering trees of the Black Hills, this small town is known for its breathtaking scenery. It's located far from major industries and relies heavily on summer tourism to sustain its economy. Getting to Custer is an adventure in itself. The winding roads can be tricky, and snowfall often turns travel into a winter challenge. The town's roots go back to the gold rush era, when miners and fortune seekers flooded the area. Today, Custer captivates visitors with its charming cafes, local art galleries, and easy access to nearby national parks and nature trails. And now, we arrive at the final stop on our journey. To wrap things up, let's take a well-earned rest in the warm and peaceful valley of Hot Springs. Far removed from the hustle of city life, the road here winds gently through quiet terrain until it opens into a serene valley surrounded by hills. The town is famous for its natural hot springs, still flowing just as they have for centuries. Back in the late 1800s, Hot Springs grew into a popular health destination, drawing people in search of the healing properties of its mineral-rich waters. Its downtown area, lined with striking red sandstone buildings, gives off a timeless charm. Today, even though it's still considered remote, Hot Springs has become a favorite spot for retirement and relaxing getaways, where peace and natural beauty come together. In the end, the remote towns of South Dakota we've explored tell a much larger story, one of resilience, heritage, and the rugged beauty of the untamed frontier. Yes, distance and extreme weather are constant challenges, but that's also where the magic lies. In these quiet places, close-knit communities have carved out meaningful lives, preserving traditions and embracing a slower, more intentional rhythm of living. To some, this is isolation, but to others, it's freedom. What do you think?